If you've ever spent an hour making flashcards before you even started actually studying, this video is going to save you that hour permanently. I'm giving you the exact system, the exact prompt, how to get it into a free spaced repetition app, and how to fix it when the AI gets a card wrong. This is video 3 of the AI for Students series, and honestly, this might be the single most time-saving video in the whole series. Making flashcards by hand used to cost me close to an hour every single week. Time I could have spent actually studying instead of just formatting note cards. Then I built a system using AI that generates better flashcards than I was making manually, in about 90 seconds. Today, I'm giving you the entire workflow, the exact prompt, how to import it into a free app called Anki, and the mistakes that actually make AI-generated flashcards worse instead of better, because there are real mistakes to avoid here. Quick science before we get to the how-to, because understanding why this works will help you actually stick with it. Flashcards work because of something called spaced repetition. Instead of reviewing everything at the same pace, you review each piece of information right before you're about to forget it. Your brain has to reach for the answer, retrieve it from memory, not just recognize it because you've stared at the same page 5 times in a row. This retrieval effort is what makes the memory stick. It's proven repeatedly in memory research to build dramatically stronger long-term retention than passive rereading or highlighting. The problem was never that flashcards don't work. It's that making good ones by hand takes forever, which is exactly the problem we're solving today. But here's the thing. Most students who do make flashcards are making them wrong in one of 2 ways. The first mistake, cards that are way too vague. Something like, what is photosynthesis? That's not a flashcard. That's an essay prompt. You can technically know the topic in a general sense without being able to actually answer that specific card in 15 seconds, which defeats the entire purpose of active recall. The second mistake, generating way too many low-value cards. I've seen students build 200 card decks packed with trivia instead of the concepts that are actually going to show up on the exam, which means the deck becomes so overwhelming that they stop reviewing it entirely within a week. AI prompted the right way avoids both of these mistakes automatically, but, and this is important, only if you give it the right instructions, which is exactly what the rest of this video is about. So here it is, the exact prompt I use, word for word. Pause the video here if you want to copy it down, because I'm about to spend the next few minutes explaining exactly why every single part of it matters. Turn these notes into 20 flashcards. Format, question on one line, answer on the next line, separated by a semicolon. Focus on definitions, cause and effect relationships, and anything that could be a short answer exam question. Avoid yes or no questions. Make each answer testable in under 15 seconds. That's it. That's the whole prompt. Now let's break down why it's built this specific way. First, why 20 cards specifically? 20 is a number small enough that you'll actually review it every single day, instead of generating 200 cards that sit untouched in an app you eventually stop opening. If you need more coverage for a bigger unit, you generate a second batch of 20 later. You don't try to swallow the whole semester in one deck. Second, why the semicolon format? This one's purely practical. When your question and answer are separated by a semicolon on 2 clean lines, you can import the entire batch directly into a spaced repetition app like Anki, without manually reformatting a single card. Skip this formatting instruction, and you'll spend 20 minutes cleaning up messy text before you can even start studying, which defeats the entire time-saving point of this system. Third, why focus on cause and effect instead of flat definitions? Because that's how exams actually test you. Professors rarely just ask, what is X? They ask why X leads to Y, or what happens if you change one variable in a system. Building your cards around cause and effect relationships means you're practicing the actual skill your exam is going to test, not just memorizing a glossary. Fourth, why the 15-second constraint? This keeps every card laser-focused on one specific retrievable fact, instead of a paragraph-long answer that's genuinely impossible to recall clearly under exam pressure. If a card can't be answered in 15 seconds, it's not testing recall. It's testing whether you can write an essay from memory, which is a completely different skill. Now let's actually get these into Anki, which is a completely free spaced repetition app, available on basically every platform, phone, laptop, tablet, doesn't matter. Step 1. Copy the flashcards straight out of your AI chat. Step 2. Save them as a plain text file, with those semicolons still separating each question from its answer, exactly the format we specified in the prompt. Step 3. Inside Anki, go to File, then Import, and select that text file. Step 4. Set the semicolon as the field separator, so Anki knows exactly where each question ends and each answer begins. Step 5. Click Import, and just like that, all 20 cards are sitting in your deck, fully ready to study, with Anki's spaced repetition algorithm already scheduling your review timing automatically. Once your cards are imported, here's how actually reviewing them works. After you see each card and try to answer it, Anki gives you 4 buttons to rate yourself honestly. Again, you didn't know it, so it comes back to you soon, maybe even later today. Hard. You got it, but it was a real struggle, so it comes back a bit sooner than normal. Good. You knew it with a normal, reasonable amount of effort, so it follows the standard schedule. And easy, you knew it instantly, so Anki pushes it much further out, because you clearly don't need to see that card again anytime soon. The entire point here is that you don't have to manage the schedule yourself. You just answer each card honestly, and the algorithm handles all the timing math in the background. AI doesn't get every single card perfect on the first try, so quality control genuinely matters here. Don't skip this step. Say a card comes out too vague. Something like, explain the causes of World War I. That's exactly the kind of card that's impossible to answer cleanly in 15 seconds, because it's really an essay question wearing a flashcards clothing. When you spot one of these, go right back to the AI and say, make this card more specific and testable, split it into 2 cards if needed. Watch what happens. It typically breaks that one broad question into 2 or 3 focused, genuinely testable ones, like naming the specific alliance systems, or explaining how one specific event triggered the war. This quality pass takes maybe 2 extra minutes total across your whole deck, but it massively improves how useful that deck actually ends up being when you sit down to review it. So, after using this system for about a month, here's the honest, specific verdict, not an exaggerated one. This has been saving me around 40 minutes a week compared to making flashcards by hand the old way. 20 cards per deck has turned out to be exactly the right size, small enough that I actually finish reviewing it every day, instead of it piling up and getting abandoned. And generating a full 20-card deck from a set of lecture notes takes about 90 seconds, start to finish. I want to be honest with you. I'm not going to pretend this is some kind of life-changing magic. It's a genuinely useful time save on a task that was already necessary anyway. That's the honest verdict. And I think that's actually more convincing than if I oversold it to you. Let's bring the whole system together in one loop. Copy the prompt, 20 cards, semicolon format. Import into Anki, File, Import, 1 click. Run a quality pass, fix anything that came out too vague, and then review daily. Let spaced repetition do the actual memory work for you. The exact prompt from earlier is in the description below, ready to copy and paste directly into whatever AI tool you're using. ChatGPT, Claude, doesn't matter which one. Try this on your very next set of lecture notes, and let me know in the comments how many cards you ended up generating for your first deck. I want to see what people are actually building with this. Coming up next in this series, 3 AI research tools that make finding credible academic sources dramatically faster. And I want to be upfront, none of them write your paper for you. They just make the research phase faster and far less painful. If that sounds useful, go ahead and subscribe so you catch it, and I'll see you in the next one.